Hi, I'm Rob Sweeney. I'm with Better Power Systems, and I'm here to talk to you about using your generator that you bought or may thinking about buying when you have a prolonged power outage. You know, those outages don't occur every day, and likewise the generator that you bought from Generac Incorporated is designed as a backup standby power systems that supports a normal, reliable, quality utility grid that every now and then has a power outage for an hour, 5 hours, half a day, or whatever. But those rare instances, about every 10 years, 12 years, we do run across where a major weather phenomena affects our power and we may be required to use our generator for longer periods of time. I'm here to talk about that today. You know, I live in a suburban area that's got great trees and great power lines, but they don't get along once in a while. And with the overhead poles, once in a while, every 8 or 10 years, we've had an occurrence where I've needed the generator for more than, a couple hours. In fact, more like 4 or 5 days. So what do you do with a prolonged power outage? Do you use your generator that was bought for, just standby of an emergency system? Well, I say yes. As long as you're in an application where it's only used on the occasion, the rare occasion, for these long, prolonged outages due to high winds, ice storms, that it could last for those 4 or 5 days. First thing you do, if you're going to run your generator for longer than just a couple hours where it turns on and turns off, I say while the power's still running, after the first 8 hours, 10 hours, half a day, whatever, you go out to the generator and you find the output circuit breaker while the generator's still running and turn the power off that feeds the house. Do not turn the generator off. Let it keep running. Just open the circuit breaker as we've shown here in the slide. While it's running, you open that breaker, and so that the generator will run unloaded without making power for the house for 30 seconds, a minute. Then you go to the control panel. Take the control panel that is now in the automatic position and turn it to the off position. That will turn the unit off and let it set for a minute or two because you're looking for the oil to go back into the oil sump. After that, find the oil dipstick tube. Pull it out, clean it off, recheck the level of the oil and make sure that you're okay. Understand that these generators do have low oil shutdowns on them. But you know what? I don't want to be sitting watching my favorite TV show, one of the few in the neighborhood that can do that, and have the unit shut down on low oil pressure because I didn't check the oil. I want to go check it at my convenience and make sure everything is running. So check the oil level. If you need to add some, which will be on a rare occasion, but you may need to add a little, just add it to the right full line and put it back in. Then you do the reverse. Turn the generator back on by putting it back in automatic. Remember, keep the circuit breaker off that feeds the house. Then turn the circuit breaker back on to power up the loads. You want to do this for several reasons. Some of the reasons are you don't want to start the generator under load and have that poor little starter motor not only try to start the generator but to power up the house. That isn't good for the generator or for the loads of the house, and certainly not good for the little starter motor. You'll burn out starter motors that way. Second, you really don't want the house to come up to power coming from 0 volts to more voltage. You'll want them to come up under full load once the generator is capable of doing that. And so, by doing these simple steps, I leave the generator run at night. In fact, when I go to bed, sometimes I turn on more lights in the house because it's not good for a generator, just like it's not good for your car, to run unloaded. You wouldn't want to run your car in the parking lot for 8 hours a day just sitting at idle, nor do you want to run a generator with very, very, very little load on it all the time. It's not good for the engine. It likes some load on it. Not 100%, but certainly a 30% or 40% load is not bad for the generator to keep it in good shape. So that's how I run my generator for prolonged outages, and I hope you'll do the same thing. Because you bought it, you should use it while you're in need of it. Again, they're a rare occurrence, but use it when you need it. If you got questions, we're here at Better Power. Please call us. Here's our phone number, 1-800-475-1321. Thank you and good luck.